Hi, welcome to another video. So, Anthropic recently, just a few days ago, launched their $200 and $100 plans. These plans are called Max plans. They have two variants, a $100 variant and a $200 variant. The $100 plan gives you 5 times better rate limits than the $20 plan, while the $200 plan gives you 20 times more usage, which is kinda cool. But this was limited to being used only in their web interface or similar stuff. Now, what they have done is, if you take these plans, you can also use them in Claude Code as well. Yes, if you take these plans, then you don't need to set up an API key and use that. So, I thought I'd talk about whether you should use this or not, and what the ups and downs are. Let's start with the rate limits that you get. All activity in Claude Code and Claude is counted against the same usage limits, meaning that it shares the same usage tracking as if you were using the web interface. I think this is a bit token-bound, because they say that the number of messages you can send on Claude varies based on message length, conversation length, and file attachments. For Claude Code, your usage varies based on project complexity and codebase size. A coding task is any operation where Claude Code executes commands or makes code changes, from fixing a single bug to implementing a complete feature. Simple tasks, like debugging a single file, will use less of your limit, while complex tasks, like refactoring multiple files, will use more. So, it seems to be token-bound, or something like that. But they have given us a pretty good estimate. In the max plan of $100, you can easily send approximately 225 messages with Claude every 5 hours, or in simpler terms, complete 20 coding tasks every 5 hours. This is actually quite good. I don't think you'll be able to send more than 225 messages in 5 hours. I mean, I can make a whole app in like 15 prompts these days. So, the 225 message limit is actually amazing. The $200 plan is even more insane, as that allows you to send approximately 900 messages with Claude every 5 hours, or complete 80 coding tasks every 5 hours. Now please don't start comparing this with Cursor or something. It's not even a comparison. Cursor limits your context, has rate limits, it truncates the model, and you get like 20% of the model. So, don't compare this to that. It's a different league. Anyway, so these plans will give you access to the Claude 3.7 Sonnet model. I don't think you can set the thinking limit in this, and Claude Code will decide how much it should think, which is fine. Sonnet is still very good and comparable to Gemini 2.5 Pro. And since you are getting that model, the full model, for this price, it's pretty insane. The only issue might be that it is terminal-based, which is fine for me, but it might not be for you. Claude Code actually also works insanely well. I mean, if you do AI coding daily with something like Code and Gemini 2.5 Pro or Sonnet, then the API costs would easily be upwards of $200. Because that's the fact. These API costs are coming down, as Gemini is a bit cheaper than Sonnet, but it is still quite expensive. I like these subscription models because they do give you a sense of security as to what you are paying. The options that are available, like Cursor or Windsurf, don't have a version that guarantees you get the full model. Even the $60 plan of Windsurf truncates the models by a lot, and that just makes me not want to use them. I'd rather stick with the original and full API, and I think that when people like Anthropic themselves are giving it, then it is the full model. I am pretty happy with this, and I'd personally recommend you use it because Claude Code itself is really good. It supports MCP tools and everything, which makes it even better to use. Even after the API costs, many people still pay for subscriptions, like from OpenAI and stuff. I actually don't pay for things like ChatGPT because it doesn't make sense to me. But many people do, so it makes sense. Because technically, you would already be paying like $20 for Claude, and you're only adding $80 over it in order to use it. So, it would be kinda amazing for sure. I think that the $100 plan is going to be enough for most people. I won't recommend the $200 plan as much, because I think the $100 plan is going to be enough for most people to use. So, use that. Another thing is that Claude Code is scriptable. So, you can also create agentic workflows with it via bash scripts, which allows you to make some cool stuff with it that is not just AI coding. It is actually amazing to use. I think this is a good move, and it is really better than stuff like Cursor for actually doing AI coding, and the way to use it is probably going to be even better. I really like how well it performs. It is probably the best subscription thing that I would recommend you actually use. I don't have a subscription for Windsurf or Cursor, but I'll surely be taking up the $100 subscription from Claude because this seems genuinely enticing. So, I would surely recommend you use it. I know that many of you, like me, who are using Code or Klein, would not be able to switch as easily, but it is a really good way to keep your API costs super under control. Also, Code and Klein are better coders for sure than Claude Code because of the heavy system prompts and everything, but considering the costs that you would actually save with this, it's nuts. I just hope they don't bring the limits down like Copilot did with their $10 subscription. They do update their Claude Code with some new features. I will be giving this a try. Let me know if you would want a long-term review about this or not. It does indeed lock you into the Anthropic ecosystem, but I'm fine with that as I can switch to something else when I want. The customization options in Claude Code are a bit limited, and you would have to use something like a rules file in order to customize it. I'll recommend you have some stuff in the rules, like think through and propose solutions before implementing, and stuff like that, in order to make it work accordingly. I think it is amazing, and let me know if you're using it or not, and what you think about it. Please subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts as well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!